no turning back now. Are you sure you want it out?
Perfect.
Right, we're 3 nights in, so we think we're about done. We've got that shelf down, we've got the propagator cut up and replaced over here. We've got it all fixed up, we've got it all relined with the insulation, the plastic and the matting. That's just ready for sand, then compost to go in. What we do need though, when I did take it apart, is one of these heat wires. I mean, the heating system works fine, but the wires burn through, so we're going to have to find one of them somewhere. I don't know where we're going to get them from. Any ideas? Give us a shout. It's a Parascene thermostat, but we actually just... I had a quick look last night on eBay, and these are pretty common to get hold of, but I could not find just the wire, so I'll have to keep looking for that. So yeah, in here, all I've done is just made basically one big U-shaped bed. So a walkway with the walls on it. These are just 12 by 2, but the two 6 by 2s just screwed together. Just screwed in, screwed to that wall, screwed to the floor so they won't move. And then on the inside, we've put some like ground proof membrane or damp proof membrane on, just some 12-inch membrane, and just screwed it all the way around the sides just to keep the moisture off the wood for as long as possible. So all we've got to do now is fill it up with horse muck, top it off with some compost and get planting.
Well, welcome to Saturday. Just picking up where we left off with Stephen. He's at work today, and my number one priority project for today is to get this greenhouse finished and get this complete mess of a bomb site tidied up and everything looking put back to normal. So where we got to last night, we've got the 6 bags, or there are 6 bags of multi-purpose compost there. I've got another 6 in my car. We got those. They are 50-litre bags for 3 for £14, just from where we get the animal feed from. It's just a little shop on the industrial estate near us that sells animal feed. They sell all sorts. It's one of those shops where you can probably find anything that you want in them. Anyway, so I'm going to get these spread out in here. Let me show you. It'll be easier. So this might look like multi-purpose compost because it's actually it's rotted horse manure, so there's still some lumps. Nice. But yeah, this has been down there for years and years, so it may be lacking in nutrients because it is probably 3-year-old rotted manure. But to be honest, I just wanted it to fill the base of the beds. I've got more compost, as I say, than these bags, which I'm hoping not to have to use too much, because at the end of the day it's not cheap. And we'll see how we go. So the plan is to put, I've got tomatoes, aubergines, peppers. I'm not totally sure yet what I'm going to get put in here. But the idea is I want to get all of this tidied away. Bless him, Stephen's tools are still in here. My computers, gee whiz, Tracy, you've finished work for the week. My cucumbers are suffering. They've been bashed about all over the place. I did get some seeds in the other day. I had a feeling that these Savoy, the Auberville, whatever they're called, seeds were dead because we didn't get any last time, and I'm correct because we didn't get any this time. But can you see there's a few others that need potting on, so we will do that on a different video. But I'm really excited. Yeah, I'm really excited to get those potted on, and I'll be so thrilled to get this done. The other thing I need to get done is the shed, and the reason I'm telling you I'm really excited is because I want to get the winter seeds put in, but I need the shed to be able to do that, because at the moment I've been using the greenhouse for everything, because the shed is just, everything we've moved from here's gone in the shed, everything we've moved from tidying other stuff's gone in the shed. So I need to get that tidied out so I can use it for what it's intended to be used for, and get in those autumn and winter seeds. Timing's going to be funny through the next couple of weeks because we've got some time away planned, so we'll just have to see how it goes. But anyway, must crack on. It is due to get really, really hot today. It doesn't look it at the moment, but believe me, on the camera, but you can probably see, I'm already starting to sweat. Nice, sorry for too much information. So let's get busy. Now I can't find my knife, believe it or not. It'll be in this everywhere, in this mess somewhere either. So what I'm going to do is grab the wheelbarrow, clear the top of this and get all of that, hopefully find the knife so I can start opening these, but I don't really want to get anything in until this is all cleared. So that's the first job. You're sat next to the wheelbarrow, so just sit back, relax, enjoy. Let's have a bit of music. Look what I found. Cheeky little critter. He can go for duck breakfast. Out the window, he may survive. Right, that's everything of Stephen's out. There's some compost up here with mine, which we'll use, and then everything else up there is mine. So now, didn't find the knife, but let's get find out another way to open this compost. Right, I've borrowed one from the tackling where we've got all of the other bits and pieces. I'm just going to, I want you to open these so that I can use them as rubbish bags, but I don't think that's going to be practical. Maybe it will, we'll see. Just to kind of, it's a lot of plastic. Okay, maybe we can. Can you look after that for me, please? So I always wear a hat outside because it just gets so bright for me, even in days like this. But then you end up sweating. All kinds of overshares on this video. So that's why I end up sticking my hat up like this, because it's just too warm. I'm going to spread that out, so I don't know if I'm going to need a bag in that corner. Turn it upside down, it's easy to spread. Bits, but they break up really easily. And they'll just come apart over time. So I've got some aubergines and tomatoes. I don't think I've got any peppers. All the peppers are in the polytunnel. I will do peppers in here in the future. I've got some really exciting plans in here for over winter. I'm not sure if we'll have the polytunnel, the new polytunnel in place by then. Incidentally, the old polytunnel will be staying. Talk about that in a separate video. I can gather my thoughts on that, but it will be staying. Excuse the full moon. I'm hoping that doing this will make it easier for watering as well, because one of the things I have suffered with is blossom end rot on the tomatoes over the years, which I know there's varying opinions on that as to why you get it. But I know that inconsistent watering when it's super hot is a big part. Obviously, I mean, we're lucky that we've got this here at home, but you know, people who go to the allotment and have to go down and water, it's even harder. So I think I'm hoping that having the beds in will make that a lot easier, and I'll get a lot more growing space, even though we've lost the shelves, because I'll be able to kind of grow in the borders, in the sides and things. I don't know if you've got any advice on what to put in where. Obviously I'll be getting it planted on this video, but all advice welcome as always. I'll sweep these edges off. Right, I need a couple more bags, I think. I've brought 3 bags. We'll see. We'll see how we get on. I've got 2 that I'm going to put in. The third one's more for when I'm planting, to kind of put some extra bits in with the plants if needed. It's absolutely boiling. Like all I've done this year is complain about the weather. Too cold, too hot. Right. What we're going to do when we've done this, I've got another little something I want to tell you. But we're going to sit outside to recover. My goodness, it doesn't look it on the camera, honestly. But so the other thing I was thinking, had a little idea, and this one is not going to involve a project for Stephen. So when I'm planting the tomatoes or anything that's going in the polytunnel now, what I think I'm going to do is, I haven't yet made my comfrey or nettle tea. I was going to, didn't happen. And what I think I'm going to do is just grab some comfrey leaves and put them underneath the tomatoes when I plant them. Because my theory is, you know, as the water seeps through, those leaves will just rot down as the would in a barrel of water that you're going to use as a tea or on the compost or something, and hopefully feed the plants just as the would, and it'll still be beneficial. So I thought I'll give that a go and see how that works out. The other thing there was something else I was going to put in as well. Oh, I was thinking about the bloodfish and bone, but I decided against that. I'm just going to use the comfrey leaves. So I'm going to plant. Need to get a few of those off the big plant that we've got. I'll get some gloves because they are super prickly at the moment, and I'm going to make the holes in. First of all, decide the layout of what's going to go where. I'm not sure how many things I'm going to fit in. I'm not sure what it's going to look like in the end. So I'll get the plants that are going in, put the layout, dig the holes, put the comfrey leaves in, and then we'll see what it looks like. I'm really excited. I think this is just going to be absolutely fabulous. It's going to be such a good growing space. I did contemplate doing the whole thing, because if you notice, the back greenhouse is like a foot, two or three bricks down compared to the front greenhouse. So I was thinking we could just fill the full thing and just have like a few little planks of wood that you walk on and grow in. But Stephen said no. He said, look, this is the best way to do it. And given how much I go off on a tangent sometimes, I said okay, because he's probably right. Right, I'm going to cool off and get those comfrey leaves, and we'll meet back up in the greenhouse. Right, hats off. It's just too warm even. I'll deal with the brightness. Right, so I have got all of the tomato plants that I said that I would be putting in. The ones that are in the black pots, the other ones that are in the bigger pots, I'm fine with because they can hold more water, and I've got a slightly different plan for those as well. Now I've got another dilemma. I started bringing them in and kind of placing them, and then I suddenly thought, well, where do I actually want these? So I've got 3 tiny aubergines. These may or may not come to something. They've been stuck in the pots waiting for this to happen. So I'm thinking 3 aubergines here. So this shelf is staying because I'm going to grow the smaller plants on there. I might even trail things up. I'm not sure yet. It might be for seeds. It's staying because that propagator's going to stay on there. We've lost this shelf to the winter growing in the propagator. So I don't actually have much shelving in here. We may build more shelves for in there. That's a different day. So in here, how do we do this? These are beyond dry. I mean, they are literally not touching the side of the pots anymore. They are that dry. So I need to get them in, and I need to get them drenched as soon as possible. And that's where I think the comfrey feed will help. I wish you could tell me now, because I'm going to have to make this decision myself like a big girl. These tomatoes, I was thinking, do I put them right across the back where the bricks are, leaving space at the front for smaller plants? Or do I kind of go for the diagonal and then put the smaller plants, but then a smaller plant, if it was at the back, would get drowned out? Or do I just put the tomatoes all along the middle and stop trying to be greedy? I really can't decide. I've also got some melons. Can you put the melons so that they're kind of growing between the tomatoes? Maybe if I put the melons, I keep saying lemons in my head, in the corners, and then could they weave around the base of the tomatoes? Or is that just, again, is that not going to work? Stephen always says I try to fit too much in, so I'm really conscious of that, but I know it's difficult. It's difficult not to do that. So we've got melons, tomatoes, 3 aubergines, or cucumbers. Those 3 cucumbers, they could stay in pots, and I'm thinking maybe we could make a bit of a structure on there for them to kind of grow up, because you need to get to those for quick pickings, because I don't want them to get big. They're just the snack size ones. They need to be easily accessible. Oh, I need to make a decision because I'm going to pass out with this heat. So, what about this? What do you think? Instead of at the back, I can still put some, you know, some things at the front maybe. Is it a waste of space at the back though? That's what I'm thinking. Oh man, Tracy, you can do this every year. You don't have to get it right this first time, but I want to. So I've had to sacrifice one aubergine, because even if I kind of put these one there, then this is going to encroach on that tomato too much, and I may as well just not plant it. Even this might be pushing my luck. I'm probably thinking I should just have one aubergine there. Maybe I should do that, and then, I don't know. Because I can still grow in the front, so there's still space here. I just want to maximise the space. I could maybe just put marigolds behind. Do you think? I need to go outside and get a bit of fresh air or cool wind. There's still tomatoes in here. There's 2 in buckets, but to be honest, they're looking a little bit sad because I haven't been able to get to them to look after them as much as the others because of the problem that they're all packed in whilst we do this. Decisions. Well, this is it. We're finished, and I'm putting in the final touches, which is some basil, but I just want to show you the temperatures. We are still on, I don't know if that'll come across backwards, but it was 47 when I was in here, degrees centigrade, working, and it was just far too hot. It is now 36, which is still far too hot. I have to admit, in the end, so I did put something on Instagram, thank you to everybody that responded, about where to put the tomatoes or how to put them, and I considered every option, and in the end it was just so blooming hot, and I was panicking because they needed watering. I went for the straight across the middle, maybe slightly to the back, and I'm just putting in the basil. So I've actually bought some British basil, which I thought that is going to go fantastic in the polytunnel, but that was really for outdoor growing, silly me. So I'm going to get that planted or sown outside, and I've just got the basil, I don't know how you pronounce that, for now, and that's going in here. I hope this seed is okay. It's a little bit old, but we'll see. It should germinate pretty quickly. I'm ridiculously warm, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. Have a little tour, just a really quick tour, get the rest of this basil sown, and that'll do. I'm really, really pleased with how it's turned out. So we have an audience. They're thinking it looks great too. I've popped in the 2 aubergine. Basically, it's how I had it laid out. So we've got the 2 aubergine, and then we've just gone all the way along. It actually isn't as deep as I expected it to be based on just looking at the depth of the wood. I don't know why, but anyway, so what I've still got to do, I've got all of the tomatoes in. Some of them are mounded up a little bit more than others because they were in deeper pots, so they were more difficult to plant. Some of them have got double stems because I decided to leave this one. It's the Bloody Butcher potato leaf variety, so a slightly different style leaf to your standard leaf variety, which is that one. And I've purposefully let that split. But all of the rest, I think I've taken off the side shoots on them because none of them are the bush varieties. So I'm really pleased with how that's looking. They're all reasonably happy. We did have a couple of losses. You can see some of these leaves were suffering. That's been snapped, so I'll take that off. But yeah, they're reasonably happy. We've had a couple actually already turn. So this, oh, let's try our first tomato. Now I hate it when this happens because this could go horribly wrong. First tomato of the year. Did not disappoint. That's a sun gold, I think. Very nice. Okay, I'll put the little stem up there. Very pleased with that. What a way to finish the video. I'm thrilled, absolutely thrilled. Quick look around the rest of the greenhouse, and then I'm going to sign off before I cook inside this in this heat. These are the other tomatoes that we've still got in pots. They're looking really good. Some of them I've managed to get saucers. We've got some buckets that Stephen has taken the bottoms off that weren't going to get used for anything else. Wow, what a breeze. That breeze is as hot as the air. That was strange. So the front ones don't have any saucers just yet. We're hoping to secure some more, but we'll see. So the back ones, I'm not really leaving them standing in water. I've just given them a water, and I thought I want to see how much they soak up. There is a little window there behind these guys, so they're getting a little bit of airflow. We will come back to this over the winter. I plan in growing in it. I think we're going to put like a contraption over the top to make a greenhouse in a greenhouse. Different video for a different day. And then on this side we've got tomatillo, which is also sat in a saucer of water. Elderberry failed. It was left out in the heat without water, and I'm trying to fix it. Same for the red clover. The heat got to that. It should be in the ground really, but anyway. Pineapple sage, looking and smelling amazing. The melons have suffered terribly. They probably should be 3 times as big as this. Haven't managed to get one in at the back of the greenhouse over here. I have got the aubergines, a couple of aubergines in, but we'll figure something out. We'll get there. The tarragon that I somehow forgot about. I've watered it and it's looking a lot happier than it was. So I'm probably just going to chop this back a little bit. And just a couple of other plants that were like this, just left, that probably won't make it, but we'll see. We'll try to look after them. And then these are the seedlings. So we know that the Savoy, the Auberville, however you pronounce that cabbage, is those seeds are to go in the bin. Ironman, dazzling blue kale. The Ironman is a Calabrese. Another Savoy which I'm pleased about that it came. This is the best of all. Red Russian kale, Sutherland kale. All of those will be getting potted up very soon. Another aubergine, we'll find a pot for that. Oh, the other one that I had incidentally went in the back over here in a nice big pot. To apologise for being so nasty to it by leaving it in the little pots. I'll do the same for this one in here, and we'll find a nice big pot for that. Those 3 cucumbers just hanging around at the moment. Might do what I said and put a kind of a trellis or something up in here. Might not, we will see. Anyway, that's what it's looking like. I'm going to get this basil sown and sign off for this video. So I hope you do join me for further adventures on what's going to happen in the greenhouse over the winter. Let's see how many tomatoes we get in here. I've also got the polytunnel, which is looking fantastic. I'll show you that on a different day. Believe it or not, we are actually due a really bad storm as I'm talking. The wind, which is probably the breeze that you've just heard through on the microphone. Let's see if we can... Doesn't really look it, but the wind is really picking up. It's crazy. It's due to thunder, even though it's kind of so hot. It's just a strange feeling. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for sharing, for clicking like, for all of the comments that everybody gives. I am so appreciative. I'm really feeling the love today. Anyway, I'm going to sign off because I can feel my temperature rising. I'll talk to you later. I'm going to get these basil in.